Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Watch. Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Welcome everyone to the Smack Raw Podcast NXT recap episode. I am your host, as always, SES Vince. I'm joined by Mr. 8984, Aaron Real Petty. Aaron, how's it going, my man?
Doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's been a week. We didn't get to do a show last week. We brought Matt over. You know, he invaded the show. He saw me and Jay's Chicago vibes, and he just wanted to feel them, like, on one of the NXT recaps. So that's why we had you go ahead and bench last week's episode. But you're back today. We're going to talk about tonight's NXT. But before we do, we'd like to remind you guys to download this episode, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, help support the show. It goes greatly. I just recently dropped my top 10 favorite wrestlers YouTube video on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SmackRaw Podcast. And Aaron, you're actually going to drop your own top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time, right?
Yeah, I'm going to record mine tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have it up for next week or whenever you decide to post it. You know what I'm saying? That's your shit.
Yeah. So we're actually trying to take the initiative and bring you guys more short form content. So we've taken the reins and decided we're going to start doing top 10 lists. So by now we should have at least my favorite wrestlers, and we're gonna have like a weekly top 10 list every Wednesday to make sure you guys get weekly content for the most part. But you guys can also find us on WrestlingNewsWorld.com. We are their exclusive wrestling recap podcast, and you should go ahead and check them out whenever you want to find out the latest scoops, news, and rumors within the world of pro wrestling. Also, we're available wherever audio podcasts may be consumed, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever you decide to listen to your audio podcast. Go ahead and give it a listen over there, and again, download the episode because it helps the show greatly. But with that being said, we are here to recap and talk about NXT. RN, on the scale of 1 to 10, or overall, how'd you feel about today's show?
I'd say it was about a 7. I mean, most of the show was just like a normal NXT episode, but that main event made up for it. And I mean, that shit was fire. We'll get to it, but I'd say a 7, strong 7 for sure.
Yeah, it was a solid 7, maybe like a solid B show. Like it helped establish some things going forward, and we'll get to that right now because I think it was like yesterday, William Regal sent out a tweet saying that it's his privilege and honor to have been able to like serve as general manager for NXT all these years. That tomorrow or tonight on NXT he's gonna make a big announcement, and everybody on Twitter was panicking and scared and shook. They all thought that he was going to retire and step down as GM of NXT. Thank God he didn't. Honestly, I'm going to say it. I think he's the greatest general manager NXT and maybe even WWE has ever seen. Eric Bischoff was really good character-wise, but in terms of doing the GM job, he's probably the best suited for that.
Yeah, if it was a real job, I'd say yeah, but being that it's just a character, I don't know. It's toss up for me between him and the anonymous GM. That was probably some fun. That was the best shit to me. And Michael Cole reading that shit.
I don't know, man. After a while, you get kind of stale and repetitive. I wasn't feeling it after a while. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. But overall, the announcement was he switched it over and handed the reins over to Keith Lee. He was at like a very nice fancy desk. That's probably like his own like personal
office.
Oh man, look at my personal office. I got like this NXT chair.
Mine.
Exactly. we need to step our personal office game up. But Keith Lee essentially was saying that, look, I'm going to go out and defend this NXT title as much as I can, but when it comes to this North American title, it's not fair for me to hold on to that title. I want to relinquish it so that others can have the opportunities that I had to get to the point where I'm going to be here. And he said with a caveat, he told Mr. Regal with the caveat that he wants as many people as possible to get an opportunity at the North American title. So he relinquished it, and they shot it back to William Regal, and he said that there will be a series of triple threat matches that will determine who gets in a 6-man ladder match at TakeOver 30. God, 30 takeovers already. Jesus.
Shit. I was wondering what he said. I couldn't understand what he said. I didn't realize he said 30.
Yeah, it's TakeOver 30. It's triple X, XXX. You know, we're gonna have to make some sex jokes about that shit going forward.
Absolutely.
Right up Matt Ritter's alley for on the SmackDown Raw podcast. No relation. But yeah, he goes ahead and announces a 6-man ladder match to determine the new North American champion at TakeOver 30. I like this because it's literally gonna give us a bunch of really good triple threat matches. And like I joke all the time, NXT just loves triple threat matches. Yeah. And now they're gonna give us at least 6 triple threat matches just to determine a 6-man ladder match.
Do we got enough weeks till then for the participants?
4 weeks. Yeah, it was said in 4 weeks.
We still need 5 more people. That's what I'm saying. And we gotta have to do 2 in one show, I would imagine.
Yeah, so I would imagine that the bigger names, like, so today was just to establish it. They already had the main events. They had other stuff like Dexter Lumis and Killian Dane lined up. So next week they announced the big one. That one looks like it's gonna be a fucking barn burner. We'll talk about that once we close off the show. But yeah, it's gonna be like 4 other matches. So one got announced. We're knocking 2 out of the 6. They're probably gonna do 2 of those, or they're
gonna have to do 2 on one show. They're gonna have to if it's only 4 weeks.
Yeah, they might go ahead and do 2 shows where they have 2 triple threat matches and use the final go home show to like have like a face off between all 6 men, or they can have one final one on the go home show to like leave that up to everybody, or if they really want to get wild with it, they could do like a last chance opportunity triple threat at TakeOver, and then you have to pull double.
That's what I was gonna think. They had either put the last participant in or do a last chance on the fucking like first match of the night to get into ladder match. That would be dope if they did that for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'm all about it. I think regardless of which way they decide to go about it, this is a great way to drive up interest and excitement for the product. There's motivation going into it.
Right.
One of the guys is going to be in next week's triple threat match is Dexter Lumis, and tonight, I should say, faced off against Killian Dane. This is the first time we've seen Lumis matched up with another big guy, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was a dope match too. I mean, because Killian Dane, he kind of is what he is, but he is a decent hand, and he gives you a little bit of that stiffness so you can really check the toughness of an up and coming star. He's like one of those same guys too. Your first feud is always going to be Killian Dane's going to be around somebody's first feud.
He's always somebody's first on NXT.
Right.
But yeah, the match was really good. I thought the dynamic between both of them was good. Dexter Lumis showed that he can't wrestle against other big guys, and he's not just like a stalker big guy against like the smaller guys. He can be a little versatile. I still want to see more of Lumis. I want him to be a little bit more unpacked inside the ring, because outside the ring, I'm sold and I'm invested 100%.
I kind of like how they're holding back, how he's holding back. Like, this was the first match we got to see like a little bit of his repertoire, like especially that him jumping over the steps when he got tossed into it. That was fucking dope. And like, I don't know how he doesn't split his pants in those tight ass jeans, man. Like, I don't.
Look, man, don't knock tight ass jeans until you fucking try it. Cause like, look, I'm telling you right now, fitted jeans is where it's at going forward.
Those aren't fitted, bro. Those motherfuckers are like those have to be jeggings.
No, they're not.
Those are fucking jeggings.
No, bro. Man, no. Look, as a man that used to sag his jeans and like to be baggy clothed, honestly, fitted clothes is where it's at. And
so I'm not saying that. I'm not arguing that point with you, but those are a step beyond fitted. No, if you can see your nuts in each pocket. Those ain't fitted, man. Those are
those are for the aesthetic, man. He's stuffing in there for the latest. That's what he's doing. Or some of the guys, because a lot of guys are really into Lumis, man.
He looks like fucking Ellen DeGeneres' haircut, for sure.
Hey, no slander here. But Dexter Lumis, regardless of the Ellen DeGeneres haircut, he did pick up the win via submission. I thought it was a really good way because Killian Dane struggled throughout to try to like escape that submission, and to no avail. Really good match, and solidified his spot to be one of the guys in the triple threat match next week.
You think he's gonna? What's his chance, and especially with those bigger names in it?
We're gonna save that for the end of the show. I like to close off every episode with a prediction or something. You know, it's because I'm the predictions guy on the podcast.
That's true.
I did not predict Ever Rising showing up again on NXT. took on Breezango, who were dressed as Mounties.
You know how you can make me hate a Breezango match even more?
Yeah, just throw in Ever Rising. Hey,
Throw in Ever Rising.
You know what's funny? The way that Ever Rising's gear looked today, my sister looked up on the screen and she thought that the Young Bucks were in NXT for a second.
They do kind of look like a generic Young Bucks.
They look like the bargain brand Young Bucks tonight. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna take a screenshot of the still image of them, and I'm gonna pair them up and match them up and compare them to the Young Bucks.
How many different gimmicks are they gonna go through? Like this, is like their third or fourth incarnation on NXT.
I mean, at one point, Dash and Dawson, the Revival, they used to be mechanics, and then before that, they were like country guys. So sometimes you got to find your niche. And look, Velveteen Dream, before he became Dream, he was I forgot his real name, but Patrick Clark. He was Patrick Clark, guy with America prided stuff on his gear, and in the live shows, he was a Trump supporter. So that was his gimmick. So he was a Trump supporter before he became Velveteen Dream. So you never know. Ever Rising might be the next great tag team in the history of pro wrestling. They just haven't found out yet.
I love you. You're my brother. But shut the fuck up. That is not fucking happening.
Bro. Let me just play. I'd like to play devil's advocate here, because you never know. You never fucking know. Look at Bray Wyatt. He used to be fucking Husky Harris, man. I'm just saying. You never know. Don't.
I listen. I'm not arguing that in any way, shape, or form. But these fucking clowns, and not to mention they're like, they look like they're like 5'5". Like it's.
Hey, don't knock being 5'5", man. I'm barely 5'7", 5'8" on a good day. But yeah,
the generic Bucks, the young Cents or young Pennies, whatever the fuck they are.
The Bucks of Youth. But Breezango did pick up the win with a double super kick. I like seeing matches end with super kicks now. I used to forget that used to be a legitimate finisher back in the day, and now everybody throws it in there. Young Bucks, like we just mentioned, Usos, everybody in between. Kylie Ray won her match, the gauntlet match on Saturday with a super kick. We see a double super kick. They should be ending matches, man, and I'm glad they won here. I don't know. Like, I guess they're gonna be back in the tag team division in the tag team title scene. I don't know, man.
There ain't really any tag teams, so I mean they kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah. There's a couple, but you have to really build it. The women's division. Let's talk about that. We had Aaliyah taking on Shotzi Blackheart. This was set up last week. Mm-hmm. It was okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know I wasn't on the show last week, but that fall she had after Aaliyah pushed her down, like Jesus fucking Christ, that was terrible.
It looked bad. It looked really bad. And you know what, man? Honestly, like, look, we're just gonna brush through and go straight to the ending. At the end, because look, I'm sorry, there's not too much here to unpack. No. Robert Stone tries to distract Shotzi when he gets on the apron. Shotzi kicks him off the apron. He hurts his fucking injured leg again that she ran over like 2 weeks ago. She goes to the top rope, hits her cannonball trust fall, like senton bomb on Aaliyah, gets the win 1, 2, 3. After the match, she sees Robert Stone on the ground again, tries to run over the other leg, runs it over. She starts howling, and then she gets a big boot to the fucking mush by Mercedes Martinez, and she basically came out and made the save for Robert Stone. And we're just gonna go ahead and cover it here. Later on in the show, before the main events, Mercedes went up to Robert Stone in the backstage area and said, "Look, I need someone that can handle the outside stuff, the outside the ring stuff, the business stuff, the contracts, look over all that shit, to allow me to focus on the in-ring stuff and apply punishment and like do what I do best." So she basically said, "Look, I want you to handle my business side of things, and then I'll handle shit in the ring. Don't overstep your boundaries because I will fuck you up." Basically, is what she was saying. I think this is.
I'm for it.
I'm for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I said this in the beginning. Like, give him somebody. Like, why not? Like, I thought it'd be a bigger name, maybe somebody coming back or somebody that we haven't seen in a while. But I mean, out the gate with her, like, I'm not mad at that at all. And She kicked fucking Shotzi in the middle of that fucking house, so that was an A. And I tweeted that. Thank you for shutting that up, and she fucking retweeted me. So.
I saw that, man. Shout out to Mercedes Martinez for showing you some love on Twitter, man.
Facts, like that Shotzi shit. Like I love her in the ring, I really do. Shout out to you for getting me hip to her, but all the extra shit, bro, like it's so fucking lame. The ball pit shit and the how, like I just can't get into it. Like I literally just mute it till she gets in the ring, and then I'll go from there, bro. Like
the thing with Shotzi, she's an acquired taste. And, and the more and more you see her, it's kind of like that goofy, silly friend you have that has his quirks. And you're like, initially when you meet that person, you're like, oh, that bugs me about you. Then eventually you just brush it off because you're just so used to it. Yeah,
and like I said, her in-ring style, like to me, like she's got a style that no woman in NXT has. That kind of like reckless abandon, like even just that bump she took last week, like that type of shit. Like no other women in the division is taking bumps like that or taking chances like. So I can put up with her lame shit because she's so dope in the ring. So I'm a fan. I'll just say it. I'm a fan, but
you're just not a fan of the how.
The how or the ball pitch. All of you know what she looks like. I was trying to figure out who does she look like. She looks like the sister of Arrested Development. She looks just Lindsay, I think her name is on Arrested Development. She looks just fucking like her, bro. Look it up when we get done.
Oh man, yeah. Now you got me thinking. Now I'm over here gonna like think about that throughout the entire podcast.
She looks just like. That's why I was like, man, why does she looks like somebody? And I was watching it today. I'm like, damn.
You know what she has? She has that Jeff Hardy charismatic enigma effect about her.
Yeah.
Where outside, like she's probably not the best promo, and then like there's little things about her, but she has got it.
Something, yeah. No, I told you that from the very first time we saw her. Like, I don't like the shit. Like, I didn't even like that long promo they did, but like in the ring, I genuinely like watching her in the ring. I like her matches. Like I said, she's tougher than most of the girls she's in there with. Women, my bad. She takes bumps that most of the women don't fucking take. And that senton bomb that she does, like, it looks like it hurts somebody. Like, and it's just a regular ass trust fall, like you said, senton, but it really looks like she's fucking somebody up when she lands it. That's my thing. Like, I like moves that look like they really hurt people. And that's what I said. In the ring, I'm a fan. I'm digging it. I can't wait to see her with some other people, and her and Martinez are going to kill it. But outside the ring and everything else, you can have her.
For sure, man. For sure. Sounds good. I kind of feel the same way about Swerve. Outside of the ring, he's not all the way there, just because I feel like he has it, but he hasn't really found who Isaiah Swerve Scott is. He knew who Scott Strickland was. Shane Strickland. Why did I say Scott Strickland? Shane Strickland. He knew who Shane Strickland was. He knew who Killshot was in Lucha Underground. So he knew that. He needs to find out who Swerve is.
On some real shit, where they're messing up is let him be Shane Strickland, because that's who Swerve needs to be.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, and I don't think that they've given him enough opportunities to be himself and to let loose. You know what I'm saying? Like this vignette was kind of closer. Like I said, I've heard some of his music and shit. I listen to his podcast all the time. Like, he has charisma. He has whatever. He has that quality. But like, I don't know why it's not translating here in NXT like it did other places.
Yeah, I don't know. The vignette was a little weird. He tried to make comparisons about how like being in the studio is the same as being in the ring. You know, he tried to like compare his two passions and whatnot about being a performer in both.
This shit's lame. Let's just say it. You ain't gotta sugarcoat it. Shit was lame, bro. And y'all that listen to our show know how I feel about him.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why you're on the show, man. You're the guy that just spits it and says it how it is, and I'm the guy that tries to beat around the bush sometimes. So that's why we counteract each other and we balance each other out.
It was just some lame shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm cool. I'm here for it. Like I said, because that's my guy, and I'm looking for him to springboard into some bigger shit. But at the end of the day, like it was unnecessary. It didn't really do anything. We still don't know who the fuck Swerve is or what Swerve is. We still don't.
I feel like we know more about who Mia Yim is than Swerve is, and you've been shitting on Mia Yim's character this whole time.
No, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually agree.
Exactly. See, there you go, making some good points. The one big points in the show, though, I mean, in the vignette that he made, is he challenged Escobar for the title, saying, "Oh, you're running the division now. You said it needs someone to like lead it. Nah, bullshit. I'm coming for that title." Matter of fact, if you recall, in your WWE career, I'm the only ones who have ever pinned you, and I love that they brought that continuity.
Facts.
Because he's the only one. And remember how you were shitting on the fact that Swerve should have won that tournament? Why did he lose to Santos? Now they're using that pinfall to justify him going straight into the title picture. He's not going to get the title.
No,
but
he's definitely. And I don't even want him to. Like, I want Escobar to ride this shit out. I want them to add some more members to the La Familia. I want him to add more members for sure.
Hell fucking yeah. I want that shit to like legit be a fucking mafia.
They're fucking out on the UE, so why not? You got that space open, take over.
Yeah, but who could you add?
Joaquin Phoenix ain't even fucking Mexican or Latino or anything. Ain't he Filipino or some shit?
Yeah, he's Filipino, if I'm not
so
mistaken.
At this point, you can add fucking anybody. If you got a Filipino dude in the Mexican mafia, fuck it.
He's close. He's close. You know, he's close. He's close enough. Close enough. Trying to think. I'm not sure there's too many Latinos right now in the next.
That's what I'm saying. So just add whoever. The mob's the mob.
Honestly, bro, how badass would it have been if Mercedes joined them? How bad?
That would have been dope.
Bro, she used to be the Latina sensation for a reason, man.
Bro, I wish they would just do some shit like with her or Shayna where they're the leader of a faction with men.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing. Circling back to the Robert Stone stuff, I think it's going to be like she's going to be the Brock Lesnar of that faction. There's going to be other people that's going to be her like lower underlings type of people. And she's going to have Robert Stone. And I think we had this conversation months ago with Robert Stone, you were kind of hoping that he kind of be like the woman valet to like the guys, like inverted. So like let him run an all woman faction. And and honestly, we haven't seen an all woman faction since like back in the day when we had like Team Bad and Team Bella and PCB. And all
that shit was trash, and that was just for jump off new people coming in.
Team Bad they had something there. They should have unpacked Team Bad a little bit more than they should have. That had legs.
I'll give you that, but because of the situations on how they were, what they were brought in for, that shit was all. It was just it was some bullshit. They should have rolled those out. I'll give you that. Right. I will give you that
for sure. But you know, we're over here. We're talking about great wrestlers, fantastic wrestlers. You guys want to know where you can find another set of great wrestlers? You guys should check out the Garden State Invitational for Synergy Pro Wrestling. But instead of me talking to you guys about it, let's have Thomas talk to you guys about this shit. So let me show you this ad real quick.
The summer of Synergy continues with the Garden State Invitational Tournament, live on Fight TV Saturday, July the 25th. M-Dog Matt Cross, Gary J, Myron Reed, Jordan Oliver, Tony Deppen, Gregory Iron, KTB, and Simon Gotch compete for GSI supremacy. Plus, Frightmare defends the Synergy Pro Wrestling Championship against Deshaun Pratt, and Ellis Taylor, Casey Catal, and TJ Crawford collide to find out who will wear the Cruiserweight crown. All on Fight TV, streaming live around the world. Saturday, July the 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern. All this for just $9.99. Who will win the second annual GSI? Tune in live and find out. For more information, log on to synergywrestling.com.
So yeah, guys, that was Synergy's Garden State Invitational on July 25th. Go ahead and check it out. You saw the guys involved in that tournament bracket. My personal favorite and the guy I've been rooting for is Myron Reed. I want him to win the whole goddamn thing. Dude, I was a fan of him the minute I saw him at AAW here in Chicago when he came out to Fireman by Lil Wayne as his entrance theme. Ever since then, I'm like, I fuck with Myron Reed. He's my guy. Someone I do fuck with as well, and he's my guy as well, was Bronson Reed. And he took on Johnny Gargano and Roderick Strong in the triple threat match. I know you weren't feeling Bronson Reed, but this was a big match for him. So yeah, man, tell us about that triple threat match. What you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Like, what stood out to you?
Well, it was a staging match for Bronson Reed. I mean, they propped his ass up on a pedestal and made him look good the entire match, and they actually treated him as like you said, a credible threat. they had a couple good spots in there. They had a couple spots I wasn't feeling where he tried to pick them both up at the same time and kind of botched it a little bit. But luckily, Roddy's fucking like off the charts as far as in-ring IQ and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he saved those spots. But he did. I mean, they had some shit going on. I like the spot where he had Gargano on his shoulders and Gargano turned it into a reverse Hurricane Rana after Roddy fucking flew over his head and shit. There was a couple dope spots in this, but it definitely was them elevating Bronson Reed. And hopefully, I don't know what they're going to do with him with everything being so crowded and a ladder match coming up. But, I mean, they definitely propped him up and put the spotlight on him.
No, for sure. This is definitely the biggest match of his NXT career, maybe his career in general. Like I mentioned, I think the best thing about this match, the story beat they told, is they treated him like a threat, like a legit obstacle for them to overcome. At the very start of the match, you saw Roddy and Johnny kind of collaborating and agreeing that we need to go ahead and take care of this guy before we go ahead and focus on each other. He had a lot of great moments. This is, like you said, this is the Bronson Reed show. Yeah, man. So tell us about the finish. How this match wrapped up.
The finish, like it was a couple of high spots back and forth, but it ended up being Gargano hit Roddy with the last heartbeat, and Bronson Reed came off the top rope with his splash, and that was pretty much it. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, pretty good match. I'm actually gonna go back and watch it because I feel like I missed beats of it. It was so good. There was a couple stuff a couple of the action that I missed, so I'm gonna go back and watch it a little bit more. But yeah, Bronson Reed advances. He's the first man, and at this point, we didn't know how many people were gonna be in the ladder match. Afterwards, we get like the little like graphic with like 6 people in the ladder match. So this should be very fucking good. That should be the main event, honestly, unless they're gonna. No, you know what? They're booking heavy. It looks like they're gonna do that Keith Lee Karrion Kross match.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's not. We'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. So next up, we had Timothy Thatcher, your boy, taking on Oney Lorcan. Unfinished business here. This is a really good match, man. It was solid. Again, going back to their match on the night 1 of the Great American Bash, I thought this was really good. They match up well together. They have some good chemistry inside the ring.
This is what you're gonna get from Thatcher. I told y'all this from the very first time y'all saw him, that these are the type of matches he puts on. He can put on matches with anybody because his style, that ground and pound kind of submission style, it matches up perfectly with anybody. Maybe not so much with high flyers, but I doubt he's gonna go up against anybody, any of the high flying guys. But these, I mean, he's just fucking brutal, man. Like being in a match with him, like everything he does looks like it fucking hurts. Like it's. Don't get me wrong, Pete Dunne stuff with the fingers and all that, it kind of like, but like when you really look at what Thatcher's doing, he looks like he's trying to stretch your shit and break your damn arm. It just does. Like everything he does feels like there's a purpose behind it and that he's coming to hurt you. And like, I'm here for it. I've been a fan of it since Evolve. I wish that they would put him with Malcolm Bivens like they did in Evolve, bro. Like they're dynamic together. Like straight man, Thatcher, it's pretty much like it was kind of like the Mercedes and Robert thing. Like, he's just like, listen, you take care of the shit, you get me the matches, I'm going to kill everybody in the fucking ring. And their antics together was fucking comedy. But at the same time, he was in there murdering people. So I know that probably won't happen, but I would love to see them back together.
Hey, man, it's never say never. Never say never in the pro wrestling business. We could probably see it going forward. And, you know, we've seen with Triple H, he's open to ideas to like go ahead and letting guys try stuff out. So if it could happen, it probably happens at NXT, especially since he's not really doing anything with End of Sheer. So they might go ahead and just have him because he has like Bivin Enterprise or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah,
but
and that's kind of what
Enterprise.
But that's what kind of what the whole deal was. He was gathering wrestlers to be a part of the thing, and all he was trying to do was get Thatcher to join because Thatcher was the Evolved champ, and it ended up actually fucking happening. And he was like, shit. And that's what it ended up becoming as far as the Enterprise. It was the same thing pretty much, but it just changed the name to Bivens.
Gotcha, for sure. All right, well, hopefully I'd like to see more managers. Like, dude, I love the manager role. I think it's underrated. It needs to be brought back.
I hope they don't overdo it like AEW with like 45 of them. But if we get like 3 or 4 strong managers and a couple of them have a stable, like old school shit, like I'm definitely down for that.
For sure. So I'd like to finish this match because Thatcher was in trouble. Oney Lorcan locked into Kimura, locked on him. He he like moved the pressure of the move so that Lorcan would be in the pinning predicament. His shoulders would be touching the mats, and also Thatcher kind of pulled the tights, and he snuck a win here and barely got out of this. They're not done with this Only Lorcan stuff.
Nah,
no.
And you've never seen that. Tell me you've ever seen that before.
I think I've seen it before, but if I have, it hasn't been frequently.
Now there's been other ones where they've been like, I'm talking about a dude having a full fucking Kimura on you and flipping it and turning it into a pin. Yeah, that shit was nuts.
It was fucking sick, man. I can't even like knock it. It was legit very fucking good. But I'm every single time I see Thatcher, I'm starting to see why you love this guy more and more every fucking week. I'm all about him. I feel like he does need a mouthpiece though.
Yeah, that was the thing. He never really got. He had some like time and shit, but for the most part, he was like Ricochet was like in Lucha Under. He never said shit, right. or he had Bivens talking for him. So like, I'm glad that they're giving him some mic time because those vignettes are actually dope. But like, when you have him on the spot doing a promo, like he needs work. He does, but he's better than he was in Evolve on the mic. I can tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, those vignettes are probably doing wonders for his character and who he is as a person, getting you invested into who he is outside of the in-ring stuff. But hey, he proved tonight why he deserves to be one of the other guy along with Dexter Lumis and this man right here, Finn Balor. Finn Balor, we had another vignette, and he was kind of offended and insulted by Keith Lee dropping and relinquishing the title, saying that Keith Lee's out here offering quote-unquote opportunities when in reality he just sees it as charity. That he doesn't take charity, but he will take advantage of Keith Lee's unwillingness to defend the title. He goes on to say that he's going to go ahead and capitalize it. He's going to win that title. And he talks about his opponents, Timothy Thatcher, Dexter Lumis. He says, your opportunities suck because you're going to have to face me. Basically alluding like, yo, I'm in that fucking match. You guys got zero chance of winning. And I loved how he said that at NXT TakeOver 30, the North American title is going to get that Finn rub. I love this shit. I love this man using wrestling terms in his fucking promos. This is who Prince Devitt was over in Bullet Club, except he's a little bit more tamed in terms of the cussing. That's the only thing. That's the main thing I love about NXT Finn Balor. This is probably the best Finn Balor we've ever seen. Even his original NXT run, I thought he was just generic indie wrestler guy.
Bland as fuck. Yeah.
Bland as fuck. And then at Takeovers, he bust out the fucking demon. Then he went over to Raw, and he started off being a badass, but then he got injured. When he came back, he just eventually turned into smiley babyface Finn Balor.
We've had this argument in our group chat many times of like, come on, bro. I won't give him the fucking Balor Club. They got all these damn shirts and all this bullshit we ran through. Give him the Balor Club. NXT is the perfect place for it. We got all these openings now because UE is gone. Give it to him.
Bro, they should go ahead and pair him up with AOP like Finn wanted to. That's his Bad Luck Fale. He's going to have two Bad Luck Fales. Just like in New Japan, where Bad Luck Fale would just carry him over on his shoulders.
Yeah,
do that shit. Do that shit with one of them.
But that's the thing. You don't even have to use them. Because I want them to go back with Seth to be his. But in NXT, you have so many guys. Like, what was the dude? The dude that wrestled Thatcher last week. Like, you have all types of Denzel something. I can't remember what his last name was. The black dude.
Denzel DiVincenzo. Denzel Dejournette. Sorry.
Yeah, bro, he was fucking dope. There's all types of huge ass dudes in the crowd of these shows, bro. Like, who are these dudes? Like, some of them have to be something. Like, bring them all together. Just introduce them all at once. Like, fuck it.
I wanted to bust out that like tall black ninja that Akira Tozawa had a couple weeks back. Just reintroduce him on NXT, and then he could be the guy that gives Finn Balor piggyback rides all the way to the ring. Like,
bro, there's also a super huge ass black dude that's like big as Big E, like body wise, but taller. Like they showed him a couple weeks ago, like randomly. The motherfucker was about as wide as his. I couldn't even like. He was like 8 foot wide, bro. Like there's all types of. Bro, like there's all types of people in there. Like that's the whole point of being down there is to give NXT the Finn rub, right?
Yeah.
So bring some people, like just introduce them all at once. Who gives a shit if we don't know who we are? We don't need to know who they are. All we need to know is that they're with Finn Balor.
honestly, really, because if you think about it, when the Shield debuted, all we knew about them is they were with CM Punk.
Right.
And then they separated and became their own thing.
We knew who Seth Rollins was if you were actually like watching wrestling, but the other end was Moxley too.
I was not.
I knew Moxley and Seth, but I did not know who the hell Roman Reigns was. I didn't watch FCW.
Yeah, for sure. This leads us to next week's match: Dexter Lumis versus Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. It's got to be Finn here, right? Unless no, who's winning this match?
I don't think it is. I think it's going to be Dexter.
Nah, see, here's the thing. Dexter is going to be in this match, but he's not going to be winning it. He's going to be distracted somewhere, and it's going to come down to either Thatcher or Finn Balor. And I feel like Lorcan's not done with Thatcher, so Lorcan's going to cost Thatcher the match here, and Finn Balor is going to capitalize on this.
Before Bronson won, I would have for sure went with Finn Balor, but with him winning, I feel like they're trying to get a new guard in there, and I think that it's going to be. I think it may be one or two established people, if that. I think it's all going to be.
Finn's going to be one of the established guys.
I don't think it is.
Yes, dude. Look. You put Dexter Lumis in that ladder match, you're going to have two big guys in that ladder match. I'm sorry. You have to have the established names.
Yeah, but but look what Dexter can do off the top rope in his agility and stuff. He's perfect for a fucking
that's
ladder
fine.
match.
But you could always just throw in Dexter Lumis stalking someone else, and he's got something to do. If Finn Balor doesn't win this match, what is there for Finn Balor to do? He's just
what has he been doing this entire time?
Exactly. He needs something to do, and what he needs is that North American title. I'm not only saying he's going to win tonight. I'm saying he's going to go on to that ladder match and win the whole goddamn thing.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
No, man, he's the one guy in NXT that's gonna make that title feel like a secondary world title, and something for him to do. Finn Balor said,
I don't disagree with any of that. What you're saying, I think it should have been. I think he should have been the one that took it off of Keith Lee. To be honest, I think they should have had a fucking match.
Yeah,
because then that way, then you prop it up. Even if it's a shitty win or he cheats or whatever he had to do to get the win over Keith Lee, where Keith Lee still comes out strong, or even if you did a triple threat or some shit for to where Keith Lee doesn't have to get pinned. It should have been Finn. It should be Finn that gets it. But how they're doing everything now, I just think that they're going to bust out a bunch of young dudes. And so I don't think he's going to win it, man.
Nah, man. Look, I would say it's either between Thatcher or Finn Balor. Dexter Lumis, literally just throw him into a feud with some. He might not be done with Killian Dane. You know, they just threw him into something with Killian Dane for like 2 weeks with Robert Stone. Look, Dexter Lumis is at a point in his career where he doesn't need the title. He's not there yet.
You're putting your money down on Finn to win.
I'm doubling down, man. I'm doubling down.
All right, well, what we betting on this? Put your money where your mouth is. Or put your punishment where your mouth is.
Okay, how's about this? You guys are watching this here live on the SmackDown podcast. We're going to do a bet. How's about this? I seen this shit online. So AEW is selling these like temporary Cody Rhodes tattoos. The loser has to put on a temporary Cody Rhodes tattoo on their neck and can't take it off. They have to let it naturally fade away. How's that?
Got yourself a goddamn deal.
All right, virtually shake on it.
Well, come on, man. This ain't nothing.
All right.
I got real tattoos, fucking permanent tattoo. Let's go.
No, it's just because it has to be on your neck. If you get it,
it's got to be right. It's got to be right there, ignorant as shit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro, I already look like a goddamn fucking white boy, man. If I roll up into work with a goddamn like American flag tattoo, they're gonna think I'm all about. They're going to think I'm a Trump supporter. They're going to think I'm out here being like a racist motherfucker. I'm not trying to be.
Let's go. This was your fucking choice. You chose it.
I know. I'm just not realizing that I'm also thinking about going blonde next month or so. So I'm really going to go for that Cody.
Oh, you going that real Cody? Let's go. That's Cody's Stan account.
No. I'm an Angel Garza stan, man. But no, in all realness, though, I've been talking about going blonde. If I end up losing, I might as well just cosplay as Cody and just go full.
You might as well, bro. Get the suit and shit. Get a little white stuffed animal, bro. Just take some pictures, bro. That'd be fire.
I'm with it, man. But anyways, let's talk about this main event. Oh man,
is this our first off the rails show? I think this is our first time going off the rails like this.
No, it's fun. It's cool, man. It's naturally flowed, man. Karrion Kross main event against Dominik Dijakovic. This was a really good match. This was such a good match. things turned sour for Dijak though when they were on the outside. He tried to toss Cross into the ring steps outside and gets reversed, and he looked like he got knocked out cold. Then at one point Cross goes in, like, forces his knee into his neck almost. You couldn't really see because the apron was covering up his face. Yeah. And then he did another thing where he kicked the steps into Dijak's
like
neck.
His neck or arm. I couldn't. It looked like, oh shit.
He was out. He was not even selling. He was literally just out cold. He was not moving.
The best part that I liked about this match is we saw these squash matches with these 90-pound fucking wrestlers that Cross was going against. Mm-hmm. He was manhandling Dijakovic, who's damn near 300 pounds.
Bro, dude, look at what they did. Last week, they had Keith Lee come out and say, you, Dijakovic, out of anyone, have been able to push me to my limits. Out of anyone I face, you've been able to do that. No one else. Now he's looking like he's going to be facing Karrion Kross. And if he took out the guy with relative ease that took our champion to the limit, what does that does not bode well for Keith Lee in that title match. And they're really making it seem like his championship reign is in jeopardy, like literally a month into it. That shit's fucking amazing.
It is, but I hate it at the same time because I don't think he's gonna lose for a while. But at the same time, I'm like, man, why did they have to feed Karrion to him this soon? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm for it. I know it's gonna be a dope ass fucking match, and I'm excited as hell to see if he can toss fucking Keith Lee around like he tossed Jacob around, because he manhandled him. Like, I did not think, like, I knew he was strong and all that, and I knew he did his thing, but the suplexing him over the fucking guardrail last week and just everything he did to him this week, like, now I see him as a viable threat in the ring. Like, I was on the fence about him, but these last 2 weeks showed me that this is going to be a fucking banger.
For sure. And here's the thing, man. Like, when we get to that match, it's most likely going to happen at TakeOver 30. My whole thing is, I know the match is going to be really, really good. I think I'm going to be upset regarding the ending, regardless of who wins. If Cross wins, I'm going to be mad that they took the title off of Keith Lee so soon. If Keith Lee wins, I'm going to be mad that they gave Cross his first loss.
That's what I was saying. That's exactly what my point was. Like, it's so fucking soon. He hasn't really beat anybody. This is his first person that he's beaten. Dijakovic had been off TV before last week for fucking a month.
Right.
I'm like, I wanted him to just blaze through all these dudes Goldberg style. I said it. Fuck all y'all. Come at me. I don't care. I want him to just blaze through.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody straight fucking Goldberg style. Just literally just call Keith Lee out every time he's beating somebody's ass. Like, it's going to be you, Keith. You know what I'm saying? Just literally doing anything he can, fucking up all Keith Lee's friends, everything until he got to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that we're getting this, like, it's going to be disappointing either way. It's going to be a fire-ass match, but like you said, either way, we're going to end up pissed.
That one thing you were just mentioning about how you wanted Cross to go about, like, targeting Keith Lee by attacking other people reminded me of, like, I don't know if you watch it or not, but the abridged series on YouTube of Dragon Ball Z. And
yes, I fucking watch Dragon Ball Z.
No, but it's an abridged YouTube series. I don't know if you've seen that one, Dragon Ball Abridged.
Nah.
Okay, so it's called Team 4-Star, and in one of the scenes, you know, like in the Cell fight where Goku goes ahead, it's like, okay, I'm done. Gohan's gonna fight now, type of shit, right? They made it sound like, oh, okay, I give up. I was like, what are you doing, Goku? Like, I'm not finished. I don't know what this isn't a victory. I don't know what this is. And then he's like, no, you get one. This is tournament. There's one more person to fight you, and it's Gohan. And then before they cut off, like, you just see, like, at the top, like, in the sky, Cell just punching the shit out of Gohan like a punching bag, and he yells to Goku. I was like, thinking of you, Goku. Thinking of you. So that's what it made me think, was like Karrion Kross is beating up Dijakovic like he did in the match. He's like, thinking of you, Keith. Thinking of you.
Bro, like, that was the best part of him, just like looking Keith Lee in his fucking eyes and just grinding into fucking Dijakovic. And the fact that it wasn't some tiny little motherfucker, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was like the biggest dude on NXT besides Keith Lee. He's probably the tallest dude for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
and he worked him the fuck over. Like, that's what I wanted to see. I'm here for it.
Dude, I think this is probably the best Karrion Kross match we've seen. And better than
it is.
Dude, because he destroyed Tommaso Ciampa. I forgot he even had that feud with Ciampa.
Yeah.
Dude,
but that's what I'm saying. These are all little tiny guys, including Ciampa compared to him. He's 6'4", 6'4", 230, 240. Right. Everybody on NXT These are the three biggest dudes in the fucking company. If you don't, including the infamous dude. I always forget his fucking name. I always want to call him Punishment Martinez.
Oh,
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. Speaking of which, he should be in that ladder match too.
He'll probably be in one of them.
Yeah.
He'll probably be in one of the triple threats for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so like we were mentioning at the end, like Cross basically had like Dijakovic beat. He was not moving, but he kept striking him. Like he went into the full mount, elbows, just
grinding his fuck out like some shit your older brother would do.
The ref was like, you gotta stop the match. And then Dijakovic was like, no, that's okay. So much so that it forced Keith Lee to come out, and he wanted to interfere in the match, and Dijakovic's like, no, please don't do that. This is all my doing. This
my call. That's what he says. This my call.
This is my call. And then Karrion Kross looking at fucking Keith Lee as he's doing it, just and then he goes, it's like, do you see this? And then puts him in the cross jacket. Fucking makes him pass out. The ref has to get him off of Dijakovic.
I said, I wasn't fully sold on Cross. I'm sold. I'm sold on this.
Yeah, man, dude. They're really like, when the rumors were going around that NXT and WWE were really high on Cross and they were going to give him a really big super push and right out the gate, I did not think I would enjoy it this much. I was going to be like, oh, really? You're just going to force... that's just how the era we are in pro wrestling. Everybody knows the ins and outs. It was like, oh, you're trying to push this guy? You're shoving him down our throats. Honestly, this feels right. If he just was like floundering, just doing squash matches, it wouldn't feel like organic or natural. And honestly, I would be like, he looks like a fucking star. His entrance is a fucking like top notch. It's main event level.
Yeah, his entrance may be, but him and Jericho might have the two best entrances. Well, not even Jericho's entrance. I won't even count. I'm full entrance, music, and everything coming to the ring. Cross might have the best one in the business right now.
I mean,
Jericho might have the best theme, but the actual entrance and everything with the smoke and all that shit and Scarlet and all that, he's got the best full entrance in the business right now.
He's got the full package. They've given him everything to succeed.
I need to find that tweet because I remember I called this out when they first signed him when he first debuted. Shawn Michaels tweeted the people that he thought were going to be the top people this year, and it was Thatcher, Cross, and somebody else. I can't ever remember who the third person was, but look at the shows. Who's featured on the shows? Thatcher, Cross.
Wow.
Why was Shawn Michaels, who's literally inside the number 2 of NXT?
Right. Yeah, that's very true, man. That's a very good point. But anyways, we have looking like the seeds being planted for Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee for that title at TakeOver 30. Overall, solid show. It was a nice building show. They built a lot of stuff. Yeah. They planted the seeds for that feud. They planted also, we didn't cover it, but Dakota Kai obviously is targeting Io Shirai. That looks like where that women's title picture is going.
I love her so much. She's so fucking cute, bro. I love her so much,
bro. Man, King Coda all day.
Talk like that because of the shit, but bro, she is cute as fuck. She's fire as a heel. I don't know what that team kick shit. I'm so glad that they unlocked her as a heel because she is 100 times better as a fucking heel. Than she was at that stupid,
Coda,
and that fucking generic ass Bailey ripoff. She was she is fucking fire, yo.
She is, man. I'm all for it, and I don't think it's bad when you just appreciating someone. Why is it so bad for us to do that? But that ass girls over here talking about all the other guys. I think it's fine. We don't cross any lines. I don't think we're not trying to say anything disrespectful. We're admiring. She's a good-looking woman over there, and honestly, I love all her work inside and outside the ring. I'm happy for that. TakeOver 30 looks like it's going to be a really nice card, and it's looking like it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to next week. That has to be the main event, the Finn, Thatcher, Loomis match. Yeah. That's going to be so good. But with that being said, I think that's the show, guys. Anything else you want to plug or hit up, Aaron?
No, just hit up Mean Jelly Bean Productions. We'll have our first wrestling video. We should have it ready to go either not this weekend, next week for sure. Like I said, hit us up for weddings, anything like that. Check out the videos, like, share, comment, all that good shit. You know what it is.
Yeah, sandwiches and HJs, man. That's what we need right now in these days, in these trying times. Honestly, man, I feel like these recaps would go a little bit better if I had a sandwich and an HJ right before we start recording. I feel like that would be great. I'll put a link into that, man. I'll go ahead and plug this shit. That's still my favorite video of you guys. That's to this day, and I love how you guys were doing like the director's cut where you kept fucking up the lyrics. Fucking gold. Fucking go check that shit out. I'll probably put links and shit in the YouTube description so you guys can check that out. Check Mean Jelly Beans Production on YouTube and Mean Jelly Bean Means on Facebook. Funny stuff. Also, like I said, find us on YouTube, youtube.com/SmackRaw Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notice so you know when a brand new recap or top 10 video drops. Go ahead and download this episode wherever you consume all your audio podcasts. But with that being said, I'm SES Vince. This has been Arn. We have been the SmackRaw Podcast. This is the NXT recap. We'll catch you guys next week for some more NXT. Later, y'all.
Peace out, guys.